We're from the National Learning Network in Tala.
Boy, this is the access course in the National Learning Centre.
Project from the Dublin GAA. So his fair player is Darren Magee.
What got you interested in the GAA?
I suppose when I was a young fella, it was the parents, bringing us down, all the lads in the school, and from 5 years of age, it was just, something to do when you weren't at anything else, so it was just with all the other kids, so following the suit really, at the start of it all.
What was your best day playing for Kilmacud?
Winning the All-Ireland there 2 years ago would have been the best day playing with the club. It's always good to win something with your club, but that has to be stand above everything else that you've won with them.
What was your best day playing for Dublin?
I suppose the debut in 2002, when I kind of broke into the team there in 2002 and came on against Donegal. That was my first ever kind of start against them, and then also that year we won Leinster with them as well. So it was that was my good year with them, my first memory really with them,
And who was your biggest influence?
It'd have to be the parents, I suppose. The parents, and looking up to the bigger brother. He was ahead of me, so I was trying to chase him.
What do you feel at the build-up of a game?
It's hard, different emotions. You're highly strung, I suppose. It's all the training and efforts that you put into it over the last few months. Training hard, and it's really kind of do or die come championship time. So it's mixed emotions. I suppose the word that's kind of thrown around is controlled aggression. I suppose that you go out and that you know your job in hand, and that you have a clear focus of what the job is that you have to do on the pitch.
When was your first experience in Croker, and how did it feel?
My first experience at Croker was actually when I was in primary school, when I was playing with St. Lawrence's. I think it was a junior class, junior team in St. Lawrence's. What they do is you get through to a final, and they bring you into Croke Park for the final. So that was my first experience there, and all the school there support you. So that would have been since a nipper really. That was my first experience really.
And now, what do you feel? What's it feel like playing in front of 80,000 spectators?
I suppose just sitting here in front of all you lads is just as daunting as playing in front of 80,000 people. You don't really think about it. You can't think about it. It's something that only when you go to watch other matches, and if you're going to a concert there, that you're like, oh my God, there's 80,000 people here. But you actually don't think about it when you're actually playing, for Dublin, and when you put on the jersey. It's just something that you take in your stride. You can't think about it. It can work with you or it can work against you, so you just tend not to think about it most of the time. You just have to focus on what's in hand.
If you win a game, how does it feel to know you've achieved victory?
Well, it's good. It depends. If you're through to the next round, the hard work pays off, and there's still a lot more work to be done. And if it's a final, achieving victory is always great with the lads around you, with all the hard work that you put in.
How does it feel playing in a championship game?
Hard to describe. It's playing in a championship game is an athlete's kind of Gaelic footballer's kind of achievements of all the hard work that they do throughout the months in winter. They're freezing cold, and most of you are sitting inside, all cuddled up in front of the fire. So it's that's the thing. You've earned a jersey after you've put in all the work. It's hard work to get that jersey, and it just shows it in the summer then.
Well, if you could transfer one player to play for Dublin, who would it be?
And current form, I suppose, you'd probably go for the likes of, say Kieran Donaghy, or the Gooch Cooper or something like that. And these lads are probably above the rest, most versatile player. You'd probably go for Sean Kavanagh, So Sean Kavanagh would be, because he can play in full forward, half forward, or midfield. So he's not limited to one position.
Who is the best player you've ever played with?
Played with, God, so many. I suppose the likes of, Kieran Whelan. I played with the likes of Desi Farrell as well. I suppose like these lads would be the lads that I'd probably the best player. I'd say it'd have to be the likes of Desi. He gave it all. He always never gave up, regardless of he was like with Dublin or anywhere else. He's always like focused on what he needs, and he's always giving advice to you as well. So would be Desi would be up there. Like.
What do you think of the implementation of the new passing rule?
I'd rather not say on camera. But, no, the hand passing rule. It's kind of slowing the game down. It's not great. They should have left it at the fist pass. Closed fists. End of story. There'll be no discussions then. Once there's a closed fist, you can see a closed fist. But it just makes the game a lot harder for players to play in, and extremely hard for referees to let the game go. Then, any little kind of half 50-50 each other decision that they're going to make they're just going to blow it against it. So if they feel any inkling, they're going to end up blowing it up. So they should have just left it at the fist pass. I think lads after the National League campaign, after the first couple of games, I think lads were just happy with it. After trying it out, so they should have just left it the way it was instead of messing around.
Do you get on well with your teammates?
Yeah, you do. You kind of it's kind of your family away from family as such. You get on with everybody, but then at the same time you get on with everybody, but then you've got a challenge for a position. So it's kind of 50-50 kind of. You get on with the lads, but there's also work to be done. So it's a healthy environment. It's competitive as well as being a friendship environment. You can't have it too friendly, or else nobody would want to hurt each other when you're challenging for positions.
Well, how many days a week do you train?
Oh God. Anywhere between, it can vary between, the week of a championship game would be probably just three kind of sessions, 3 light sessions, but if you're doing winter football, training in the winter, you'd probably go six times a week.
How does being part of the GAA affect your social life?
It affects it a lot. I'll get the girlfriend to come in and sit here and ask her that question, because it does, it affects the things like friends getting married, or even I give an example there. 2 years ago, the brother got married. When I was his best man. Sure, we couldn't even go on the stag. The stag went away, and on the stag without ourselves. Why they couldn't go and the brother couldn't go, because we had a championship match, a semi-final in Leinster. I think we were playing. So. We stayed back, to train for that and play at that, and the rest of the lads went out on the hoolie, So it's things like that, like family occasions, and it's very hard to plan around your social life, because if you finish with Dublin, you're with your club. It's the club, and you're lucky. I say over Christmas time, maybe you get away then in January for a couple of weeks, but other than that, it's a nightmare.
Do you have strict dietary conditions?
Yes. Yeah, you would. You'd have to watch what you're eating, because if you're throwing pints into yourself or anything else like junk food or crisps or any of these things, you won't have energy to actually do the training that the lads are doing, because you need to have the right fuel intake into yourself. I suppose it's like a car. Put the wrong petrol in, it's not going to go. So it's the exact same thing. So you do have to monitor what you're going in, to a certain extent that you're burning it off as well. So it's Chinese once every 2 weeks.
What would be your favourite food?
I suppose we all love the old chipper anyway, and you don't mind that. I suppose when I'm not training, I suppose it would be a good chipper or Chinese. But when I'm training, it would be likes of lasagna, or the cottage pie or something like that. So.
What would be your favourite beverage?
Beverage, anything that's going. I suppose beverage would be pint bottle of Bulmers on a nice hot day.
What is your favourite TV show?
Oh, jeez. Don't know actually. That's good. I suppose The In-Betweeners. That's a good flick. Or The Family Guy.
Do you enjoy any other sports?
Yeah, I used to play hurling up until I was minor, so I gave that up. So I watch a bit of hurling, and I like watching Aussie rails as well. So Australian rails is good, so I watch that. So anything really, I would be into kind of most sports. Just there to watch, because you've not much more else to do. Because if you can't go out at night, you're stuck in watching the reruns of the matches anyway, the highlights.
What do you think Dublin's chances are for this year?
Ask me in September and I'll tell you. As good as any, as good as any question, as good as any team that's out there. It's new lads are in there now this year, and it's totally going to be different. It's I suppose, you know, if we can get it right, you know, we can challenge with the best of them. You know, let's hopefully that we don't fall short of it like the last 3 years we got hammered in the quarterfinals.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks very much.